introduce us. We are not, we know our speaker. But anyway, let's start with the Manglacharan and then take it from there.
Thank you. ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण रघुनाथ सहगणदिता श्रीशाखाम्बिकां च श्रीकृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभवैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So,
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining us. Today we have Ashwariya Lila Mataji with us. She has been on this group before when she was shuttling between Leicester and Nairobi, but now she has uh, devoted all her time to Nairobi, so we will have her more. Because of the time difference, last time she couldn't join in, but now we assume that she will join us regularly. But this week it's her on Monday, but then she's traveling to Vrindavan and then she'll join us from after that. So we are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 2, Chapter 6. And the verse for today, the text is text 6. Over to you, Mataji. If you would like us to read anything, kindly let us know. We are here.
Yeah, if anybody is happy to read the Sanskrit, that's fine.
Prashanatma Prabhu, are you able to read the Sanskrit for today? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
What's the verse for
6.6.6.
Okay. Danvat pronounced all the assembled devotees. Romani Udbija Jatinam Yerva Yagnas Tusambritaha Kesha.
Is it 266?
That's
Yeah.
five. That's five. Okay. Let me. Bahavo palanam prayashaha shema karmanam bhava bahavaha ams loka palanam of the governing deities of the planets, the demigods. Prayashaha almost always. Shema karmanam of those who are leaders and protectors of the general mass. Let's do the translation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord's arms are the productive fields for the great demigods and other leaders of the living entities who protect the general mass. Purport. This important verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is corroborated and nicely explained in the Bhagavad Gita 10:41 to 42 as follows. Ayadyadibhuti matsatvam Srimad Urjitam Ivava Tad Iva Vagachatvam Mama Tejo Shasambhavam Atava Bahuna Itena Kimnatena Tavarjuna Vistabhyaham Idam Kritsnanam Ekam Shena Stito Jagat. There are many powerful kings, leaders, learned scholars, scientists, artists, engineers, inventors, excavators, archaeologists, industrialists, politicians, economists, business magnates, and many more powerful deities or demigods like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Surya, Varuna, and Marut, who are all protecting the interest of the universal affairs of maintenance in different positions, and all of them are different powerful parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the father of all living entities who are placed in different high and low positions according to their desires or aspirations. Some of them are particularly mentioned above, are specifically endowed with powers by the will of the Lord. A sane person must know for certain that a living being, however powerful he may be, is neither absolute nor independent. All living beings must accept the origin of their specific power as mentioned in this verse. And if they act accordingly, then simply by discharging their respective occupational duties, they can achieve the highest perfection of life, namely eternal life, complete knowledge, and inexhaustible blessings. As long as the powerful men of the world do not accept the origin of their respective powers, namely the personality of Godhead, the actions of Maya illusion will continue to act. The actions of Maya are such that a powerful person misled by the illusory material energy wrongly accepts himself as all in all and does not develop God consciousness. As such, a false sense of egoism, namely myself and mine, has become overly prominent in the world, and there is a hard struggle for existence in human society. The intelligent class of men, therefore, must admit the Lord as the ultimate source of all energies, and thus pay tribute to the Lord for his good blessings. Simply by accepting the Lord as the supreme proprietor of everything, since he is actually so, one can achieve the highest perfection of life. Whatever a person may be in the estimation of the social order of things, if a person tries to reciprocate a feeling of love towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is satisfied with the blessings of the Lord, he will at once feel the highest peace of mind for which he is anchoring life after life. Peace of mind, or in other words, the healthy state of mind can be achieved only when the mind is situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The parts and parcels of the Lord are endowed with specific powers for rendering service unto the Lord. Just as a big business magnate's sons are empowered with specific powers of administration. The obedient son of the father never goes against the will of the father and therefore passes life very peacefully in concurrence with the head of the family, the father. Similarly, the Lord being the Father, all living entities should fully and satisfactorily discharge the duty and will of the Father as faithful sons. This very mentality will at once bring peace and prosperity to human society. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prasanatha Das. Thank you very much. So I just have, first of all, I'd like to thank you for just giving me the opportunity to come back again. It's been a while. I think I used to give classes during COVID. So thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be back. And like I was just mentioning to Kirtika Mataji, I'm actually very impressed that the consistency in which this classes have been going on, and she was explaining how it's teamwork. It's everybody plays their part, everybody takes responsibility. So it's just absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to screen share. Can everybody see this?
Yes, Mataji, we can see it.
Okay. So there's the verse. It was, I think, the initial verse that you had given me, but that's fine. The verses are so connected. I just didn't have time to change it. So this chapter is called Purusha Shukta Praise, Purusha Shukta Confirmed. The second canto describes the process of universal creation. And the universal creation comes up in the Srimad Bhagavatam many times. It has come up in second canto, it'll come up in the third canto, 5th, 11th, and 12th. So many times it's been repeated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and there is a reason for this, and we'll come to the reason later on. So one time a disciple of Srila Prabhupada asked Prabhupada that why did Krishna create the material world? So what do you think Srila Prabhupada's reply was? Anybody can try and answer? So this disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, why did Krishna create the material world? And
Hare Krishna Mataji. I'm not too sure if it will be the exact reply what Srila Prabhupada said, but why did Lord Krishna created this material world is because we were envious of Krishna. We wanted to enjoy just like he was enjoying, and instead of being at our constitutional position, which is being the servant of Krishna. So that's why he created this material world for us to enjoy in this material world. But nobody can enjoy this material world since it is dukhalayam shashvatam. It's a place temporary and full of misery.
Yes,
I think that's why. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
yes, got it. So the very brief, and sometimes Srila Prabhupada was very to the point. He would just cut. And so when the disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, why did Krishna create this material world? And he said, because you wanted it. That's why he created it. So exactly what you're saying, because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. We wanted to become little Krishnas. So, so Krishna creates this because ultimately Krishna is looking for our love. And love cannot be forced. It cannot be enforced. It has to be free will. It has to be based on free will. So Krishna gives us free will. Krishna gives us a choice. The choice is ours. But the choice we have is either to be with him or to enjoy separately. And to facilitate our wanting to enjoy separately is when Krishna creates the material world. So he's so compassionate, he's so merciful. Even though he knows that we're not going to be happy, we're not going to be satisfied, we're not going to be content. He's still, because we want it, like, a little child is crying for a sweet. The parents know that this is not going to, it's not healthy in the long run, but just to, pacify the child is okay, fine. The sweet is given to the child. So like that, Krishna knows we're not going to be happy, we're going to be miserable. But because he's given us free will, because it is our choice, because he wants our love, and he is not going to force it, Krishna never takes our free will away. So either you be with him or we enjoy separately, then he creates the material creation for our so-called enjoyment. So what is the Purusha Shukta prayers? Does anybody know? So these Purusha Shukta prayers are actually prayers uttered by Lord Brahma at the time of creation. So we all know Lord Brahma was created, took birth from the navel of Lord Vishnu. And then there was just nothing around him. So he was completely confused. And then, tapa, and then he did tapasya, and then he realized his function was to help with the secondary creation. So before he started the secondary creation, these are the prayers that he uttered to the Lord. And why these prayers? It was the Lord Brahma and the demigods. Why these prayers? Because Lord Brahma realized that he has no capacity, he has no ability. He doesn't have the ingredients for the secondary creation. He doesn't. He has nothing. So at that point, when he started saying these prayers, and they actually asked the Lord to divide himself. And after the Lord divides himself, then they use these divided parts as ingredients for secondary creation. So these are the Purusha Shukta prayers, where Lord Brahma and the demigods are praying to the Lord for energy, for capability, for intelligence, and the ingredients for secondary creation. So these prayers are hymns from the Rig Veda. These prayers are originally from the Rig Veda. Just explains how everything is the Lord. Everything. His air, his the senses, his ability. We have a nose because the Lord has a nose. We have eyes because the Lord has eyes. We have ears because the Lord has ears. And not only that, but he gives the ingredients, and then he also gives the ability. Like, for example, we want to see something. Fine, he's given us the eyes. But what point would the eyes be without the sunlight? So at every step, Krishna is the one who is providing everything for us, for us to fulfill our desires. Because even Brahma, who is the creator, is nothing without the energy of the Lord. So this is just a little background on what these Purusha Shukta prayers are. And next here. So this is following on to our point. We do not even have the capacity to fulfill our own desires. Krishna provides everything, the ingredients, everything, the facility, the type of body for us to enjoy something. And then he even sanctions the desire to be fulfilled. On our own, we have zero capacity to fulfill our own desires. He's created this material world. He's facilitated this. He provides us with the ingredients. He provides us with the kind of body we need. And then he even sanctions our material desires. Without without the Lord, without his energies, we are nothing. We cannot exist. So, like I mentioned earlier, that this universal creation comes up in Srimad Bhagavatam in quite a few cantos. And like Dinasharana Prabhu mentioned yesterday, comes up in Bhagavad Gita chapter 10 and chapter 11 as well. And so, okay, so I just wanted to go through this and let's see if we can remember some of, I just picked up random ones. I'm super soul of Aditya's I am. Anybody remember?
Is it Indra?
No. No.
Mataji, what is Aditya's? Maybe if you give us a hint, maybe we can guess.
Aditya's, I actually don't know. Maybe they're just higher beings. Okay, so of Aditya's, I'm Vasu.
Vasu.
Yes, the demigods.
Yes.
Oh, demigods.
Of
Who
light,
is Vasu?
Vasu, I, to be quite honest, I don't know, but I can look into it.
Okay,
The
okay.
Vasus are the demigods, they are Vasus, and Krishnadev was one of them. They are demigods of like fire, air, and all these things.
Okay. Of lights, who remembers? Of light, I am.
The sun,
Yeah, the radiant sun. Of stars, I am.
Is
is
it
it Shashi?
Dhruva?
Of stars, I am the moon.
Shashi, yeah.
Of gods, I am.
I think this is Indra. Of course, I am
Yeah.
Indra.
Gods, Indra, yes. Of weapons, I am.
I'm the thunderbolt.
Yes, yes, of weapons, I'm the thunderbolt. Thank you.
And of senses?
Of senses, I'm the mind.
Mind.
Yes, of senses, I'm the mind. And if you can see, like, of senses, I'm the mind. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, I'm intelligence. I'm ability in men. So again, everything is the Lord. There is no existence separate from the Lord. As conditioned human beings under the modes of the three modes of material nature, our tendency is to lord it over material nature and to think that we are the creators and controllers. And we're so proud, like, yes, I have achieved this and I have done this and I grew my business from this to this. But actually, in the background, it is just the Lord. It is the Lord giving us the intelligence. It is the Lord giving us the ability. It is the Lord guiding us, But in this conditioned state of mind, because we think, like Srila Prabhupada says in this purport, because we think and we want this independence. So we believe and we want to believe that we are these mini creators of our world, but in actuality, we're not. We're not. We're so insignificant. One time, Srila Prabhupada told, they were all sitting around, all his disciples were sitting around him, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there. And Srila Prabhupada gave this analogy that, there are billions and billions of solar systems, and there's one solar system. And in it, there's one little planet called Earth. And within the earth, there are many, many, many countries and land. And within all those countries, there's this little speck of a country called America. And within America, there are thousands of cities and towns. And in it, we're in this little city. And then there's hundreds and thousands of houses and rooms, and we're in this little one room. And there are billions and trillions of people, and we're just this little person. And then Tamal Krishna thinks he's the creator of the universe, you know. But this is for everyone. This is for everyone conditioned in this material world. The tendency is so much that this it's me, I, me, mine. Again, Srila Prabhupada mentions this I, me, mine, I. Actually, we're nothing. We're so insignificant. Without the energies of the Lord, we can't even take one breath. Like, even if we have the nose, what if there's no air? We're just going to drop dead within 2 seconds, you know? That's how insignificant we are, but the power of this illusory energy is so powerful, you know? Oh no, I do control my home, I do control my business, I have these. No, actually, no. And when you can live that philosophy, when you can actually apply that philosophy in your life, I feel it is actually the most liberating thing, that I'm actually not in control. I have a little bit of control, whatever Krishna has given me within my realm of, you know, but it's insignificant, it's minute. Actually, Krishna is in control of everything. And the more we learn how to apply this, and the more we can leave everything in Krishna's hand, actually, the more happier and peaceful we would be. But like I said, being under the modes and the conditionings are so strong that this is just part of being in the material world, thinking I'm the controller, I'm the creator, and I'm the enjoyer. Actually, we're none of these. We're none. We're not. So again, just everything comes from the Lord. He's the ability in man. He's the source of our strength. He's the source of our intelligence, our capabilities. He is our mind. He is the senses. He is time. He's consciousness. He's our life heirs. And why I keep stressing on the mind and the senses is that we as devotees have the ability to offer nice things, boga, whatever nice things to the Lord. But actually, these verses also teach us that, you know, we can even take our weaknesses and our anarthas, the unwanted things in our heart, to the Lord. And just place ourselves in a very helpless situation and just say, my Lord, I have these weaknesses, lust, anger, greed, attachment, you know. Here, you take it, because I don't know what to do with it. And I don't have the strength to overcome this energy, this illusory energy, this lust, this greed, this anger. Because if he is the mind, and the mind is the biggest thing that for devotees is so troublesome. The mind can take you around the universe. Especially we know when we are chanting, right? The minute you put your hand in your bid bag and the mind just wants to go around the universe. Oh, what about this? Oh, I have to buy this. I have to do that. Oh my God, why did she tell me that, 2 months ago? I remember the mind, But during our chanting, we actually can, take our mind to Krishna. Like, look, this mind is completely out of control. But you are the mind, so you control it. You're japa. We just came across it yesterday. You're japa. So you're both the holy name and your mind and you're the senses. Okay, so now you help me control my mind. Let the holy name sometimes allow, there's so much emphasis and like, oh, concentrate, focus here, here, here. Yes, of course, Srila Prabhupada here, but also just taking our mind to the Lord. Like, this is beyond me, my Lord. This is just completely beyond me. You help me, because you are the mind, you are the senses, you are the intelligence, you are the ability. So you do what you want to do with this mind. Just help me control it, and just allow the holy name to do that for you. So I think this is a very important point for devotees. It's a nice point of application in our daily life. That Krishna is all you, like you're just everything. So fine, you help me, because I'm totally just incapable. It's just that surrender every day. So the next one is in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says that I can read the actual verse. It's a nice verse. So this is chapter 11, again, the universal form, text 32. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Shaya Krit Pravritho Lokan Samahartam Iha Pravrita Rite Pitvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Na Vastita Pratayanikshu Yodaha. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of few, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. So, time I am. Besides everything else, Krishna is also time. And in the material world, nothing is possible without time. Nothing. So, just a small example, like say you wanted to boil some water and you had everything. You had the water, you had the pot, you had the gas cooker, everything. But imagine if there was no time. Time just stood still. So there would be no actions. There would be no karma taking place if there was no time in the material world. Let's actually think about it for a moment. You have everything. You have everything you need to boil water. But if time did not exist, we would literally just be frozen. There would be no movement. There would be no actions. There would be no... So everything happens on this like a conveyor belt. Time is that fundamental conveyor belt on which these actions are happening in the material world. And without that so-called conveyor belt, that ability for movement to happen, nothing would happen. Everything would just be frozen. So even that energy is Krishna. Even that energy is Krishna. So then, if everything is Krishna, and this time is Krishna as well, then everything that we do, every action that we do under this purview of time is Krishna's arrangement. Everything that we're doing, everything that is happening is then Krishna's arrangement. And that means every second of every minute, every second, we have that choice of actually being with Krishna. Because he is time. Because he is our mind, he is our senses, he is our intelligence, he is our ability. He is everything. He is the reason why we can move, why we can see, why we can smell, why we can communicate. So everything then is Krishna's arrangement, and hence the term that nothing moves without the will of Krishna. Not even a blade of grass can move without Krishna's will. So this is very important points. And if you think about these points very deeply, it can actually change your perception quite a bit. So to conclude then, like I said, the universal creation comes up in Bhagavatam many, many times. And the reason why it comes up many times is this, so that we can actually appreciate the Lord, how we can appreciate his greatness, his mysticism, how deep, how great, how magnificent the Lord is, how strong, how his omnipresence, his omnipotency, he is everywhere, yet not anywhere. He is higher than the highest, yet smaller than the smallest. We can never understand this fully, but actually, at least we can have a little bit of appreciation and awe and reverence for like, wow, this is something beyond us. And gratitude, appreciation and gratitude for what the little glimpses that we can get of what the Lord is and what his energies are. And when we can understand how we are so dependent on the Lord practically for everything, how just magnificent, how great God is, it makes us now start realizing actually how insignificant we are. And this hopefully can actually help us with one very important quality, developing one very important quality, and that is humility. Because if we cannot understand the greatness, the vastness, the depth of the Lord, universes come out from his pores. What comes out from our pores? Sweat. Yeah. And if we take this perception and we try and apply it in our lives every day, it is a great tool to make us humble. And humility is a quality that really, really endears Krishna. This is a quality that all devotees aspire for, but it's not easy in the material world because everything in this material world is geared towards I, me, mine. Oh, I am so great, So developing these qualities like humility and this dependence and surrender on the Lord is kind of like going against the grains of the sand. But these verses, as technical as they are, but if you just go a little bit deeper, it can actually bring on really nice and the softer qualities, help with cleansing of the heart. And then this in turn will purify our hearts enough so that we can dwell into now the deeper subject matters. But before understanding the vastness of God, of his greatness, his omni everything, and Prabhupada completely was against this. We should not dwell into the deeper subjects because then it becomes sahaja. But when we understand these technical, as technical as they seem, but what's in it for us is to go deeper. So these verses are very, very important. yeah. So the application is every day. The application is every day. Every day we wake up and we can think, you're everything. You're just my everything. So, just having that consciousness during the day. It's nice how devotees talk, oh, Krishna's arrangement, oh, Krishna's mercy, oh, Krishna must have wanted this. People out there in the world, they don't do that. They don't have that pillar to lean on, this material world, like Mataji said, dukkhalayam shashwatam, full of miseries, and at every step there's misery, there's birth, death, old age, disease. And death is not just us dying, death is the death of near and dear ones. But as devotees, having that kind of like background knowledge that, okay, Krishna's arrangement, okay, your will. And we just try and, throw our arms up in the air like Draupadi did, and okay, Krishna, whatever you want. It's not easy, but it's just every day. And this is why these verses are there, to just help us progress like this. And when we can apply this, then what happens? Then actually we start becoming peaceful, satisfied, and content, And then we can do our Shravanam and Kirtanam peacefully. We can do our chanting, our reading, our associating with devotees in a very progressive way, in a mood of dependence and in a mood of surrender. So, yeah, this is the personal application of these verses that seem so technical, yet they're very, very deep and can really help us in our sadhana, can really help us in the quality of our association with with other devotees, can help us in how to approach the Lord, how to pray to the Lord. Yeah, so I'll stop there. And if there are any comments, any questions, any corrections, please.
Thank you very much, Mataji, for simplifying this these very technical verses into small bits. And I particularly like that we can even offer our anarthas. I surely am going to do that from today. I have lots, and we can probably take a whole session if I had to reveal all my anarthas, but we can even give that to the Lord. And
Yes.
yeah. In the spiritual world, Mataji, there is no concept of time, but here there is concept of time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Or
time. So Krishna says, time I am the destroyer of everything in the material world. So time here destroys everything in time. Time will take everything away from us, our beauty, our health, our family, our prestige, everything. So time, and we can see everything, how in time everything gets destroyed, gets damaged, So that's time in the material world. Time in the spiritual world exists only for Krishna's enjoyment. So if Krishna wants time, there is time. If Krishna wants to expand time, he will expand time. If Krishna is having such a good time playing with his with the other cowherd boys and he doesn't want to go back home, he will expand time. So time does exist in the spiritual world, but it is solely and purely for the enjoyment of Krishna. Yes.
Thank you.
Also it is inconceivable for us. The dimension that the spiritual world exists in, we try and think that with our very limited mind. And it is not possible. So there is a concept of time there, but it is unlike time in the material world. Time there is solely for the enjoyment of Krishna. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mataji. And why we are here, I mean, yes, we wanted to enjoy without Krishna. And we wanted to be Krishna, but I think at that time when Krishna said, okay, you can go and do whatever and go and enjoy, I don't think we had the concept that the material world will be like this. Otherwise we would have said, no, not this standard. We want to enjoy the spiritual world. So I think we got cheated. Not cheated is not the right word, but
We cheated ourselves.
we cheated ourselves into thinking that, oh yeah, we can enjoy, like we can be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We
Yes.
forgot whom we were. Yeah.
Yes. So they say when we do go back to Krishna, we remember this part of us being in the material world as a very bad dream.
This
And then-
nightmare is not finishing fast.
No. No, but hopefully we're getting closer and closer.
You want to go fast. Krishna says, no, you have so many debts to pay before leaving this material world, right? We have so many debts. We have committed so many sinful activities, so we have to pay for that. And also, it reminds me of the youngsters nowadays. What happens is when they are 17, 18, 20, they want to go out, they want to live on their own, they want to enjoy life. So they leave the family house and they go, and then for some time it's okay, we are independent. Then when they realize we have to work, we have to earn money, we have to pay our rent, we have to pay our bill, we have to buy food, we have to run around, we have to study, maybe we have to take care of partners, then they come back to the parents' house. This is us.
They always come back, isn't it?
Yes. And then parents are so kind. Parents will not say, oh, you left to go. No, parents will open armed receive the child, the son or the daughter, whoever it is. And then sometimes parents even get their partners or their grandchildren or whatever is there. Parents will take care of all of them. So this is us. We go to Krishna and then plead Krishna, my family members, because Krishna, he says, if one takes to devotional life, he will like Hiranyakashipu. His young son Prahlad, 5 years old, delivered his father. He said, okay, don't worry. He says, I think 21 generation of your family members I will take care of. So in this way, I think we should be sincere ourselves. And as Kritika was saying, anarthas, I never kind of put my even pain to Krishna. I would say, no, it's my pain. Why should I give it to Krishna? I don't want to hurt Krishna. I don't want to give him these problems that happen in my life. But now I got your nice analogy of you give and nice talks, and I understand that, yes, if Krishna is everything, why don't we say, okay, Krishna, I saw you. Why? I think that no, why should I thank Krishna whenever I have a problem? Okay, Krishna, it's your wish, I have this problem. So I should have got more. Thank you for whatever I've got. But now I realize, as you said, we can give everything to Krishna. Okay, Krishna, I'll take my problem also. That's what I'm going to do now. Thank you.
Yeah, and in so doing that, it's actually, if you do it regularly, I feel it makes a huge difference, because now you've let Krishna in on your so-called dark side, and actually that's what Krishna wants. Krishna wants all of you. Krishna wants every bit of you. So when you actually come to that realization that actually I can't give up lust, anger, greed on my own endeavor. Krishna, here you go. You do whatever you want to do. And then we're getting real with Krishna. See, then we're getting real with Krishna. And that's what he wants. He wants 100% of us, And that's my personal realization anyway.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Indulekha Mataji, I really like your analogy of our children going to university. Yeah, so we've come to this university. We want to go back. We've had enough.
Yes.
Any other questions or comments from the group? Okay, if there are no more, Arya Govind Prabhu, is there a question or a comment?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful class. When you were discussing about Krishna controlling everything, and then not a blade of grass moves without Krishna's will, supreme will, and especially non-devotees, when they see some ghastly things happening, some accidents happening, some bad things happening, they start to say, "Oh, why Krishna is even allowing this, and then why God is allowing this kind of things to happen." I mean, it becomes difficult to explain. I mean, how this material world is functioning, how the action and reaction is taking place. So, how do we take that? Yes.
It's not easy. When it comes to friends and family, especially when there's a tragedy that happens, you actually cannot use philosophy at that point. It's very difficult. It's difficult even amongst devotees when something tragic happens. And we don't just go and say, "Oh, your karma, Prabhu, your karma, just accept it as your karma." It's actually, we all know, but that the words are so important, how you phrase words. And so it's a catch-22, the best is like, it was meant to be, whatever has happened, is meant to be. Let's just pray, maybe those are the best consoling words at that time. And later on, if their ears are and their hearts are open enough, you can actually just explain the philosophy of karma. Whatever is coming, good or bad to us, is karma. And you explain it in such a way, because sometimes even amongst devotees, when we say, "Oh, karma, it comes up we take it in a negative way. But actually, if you understand the philosophy of karma, to me, I find it the most empowering philosophy. Because what it is doing, it is enabling you to take responsibility. I'm in this extremely distressful situation because of some previous karma. So immediately, it's allowed me to take responsibility. And that action of taking responsibility, it has empowered me. Now, next, it is up to me what I do with it. How I change my actions. So this philosophy of karma is such an empowering and liberating philosophy. Just how you present it is important. But family, friends, tragedy, then words are very important. It's very sensitive. But when they're open enough, then maybe you can just, But like Srila Prabhupada says, better not to disturb them more, Because in such situations, even devotees, you can't stop this high philosophy when devotees are going through very distressful situations. What to speak of karmas? Sometimes you just have to be there as a friend, as a relative, and that's enough. Yeah, so that would be my take on it. But I was this Purusha Shukta prayers, they're very popular in South India, isn't it? Like every morning, the first thing they do is they play this, and even the tune it's very beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite nice. So I don't know if my answer helps at all.
Prabhuji, you're
Krishna
muted. We
Prabhuji.
can't hear you.
I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it helps a lot, Mataji. Surely. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yes, Prabhuji, sorry, I would like to add something into it. Prabhuji also said that when something bad is happening or has happened, we should not kind of stay quiet also. We should be like compassionate. At that time, mainly with family members, we should be very, very careful because they are the one very close to us and they will get hurt more. So we should be very compassionate to them, help in a way that we can at that particular time. And then afterward, as Mataji has said, afterwards, then we can talk to them. If they are open to listening, then that should be good. Yeah, I was thinking that a tragedy just happened in Mauritius. Maybe it will be in the news. Maybe in Kenya, you may hear it. It's Mahashivratri, right? So most of the people, they walk from around the island to go to the sacred lake, which is in the south. Very nice, beautiful sacred lake is there. And many people visit that lake when they go on holiday or whenever they go to Mauritius. So there is, they have the kanvar, they built a huge, I don't know, do you know about the kanvar? Anybody knows about it?
No.
They carry on their shoulder like big decorations and made of bamboo and everything, and then they put the trishul on top and they carry it to the lake. They get water from the lake and then they bring back to their home, and the following day on Mahashivratri, they go and pour it on the Shivaling. So, but in Mauritius, it's kind of a show off. People do it and then they make such big, huge of those things and they put the trishul on top. So last year, an accident happened, 2 people died because the trishul touched the electrical wire, very high one. So 2 people died. But yesterday, because they start walking like a week before, because they walk slowly and they pause and then they stop for the night and then they walk again. And yesterday, 7 young people got burnt in the same way, completely burnt. Because that trishul was so high on that kanvar that it touched the electric wire. 7 youngsters. Yesterday, last night, my sister called me to tell me this is what has happened. But then we are thinking, what are the parents of these young people going to think about now? Because I know in Toronto here, where I used to live before, one pujari, we were doing the Mangalarti, and there was not many people 4 o'clock in the cold weather in winter when it's ice everywhere. Many people don't go in the early morning. So he was alone on the altar. He was doing the Mangalarti, and his dhoti caught fire, and he left his body on the altar. So from that day, none of his family members has come back to the temple, or they have left ISKCON completely, because they said that that pujari was doing service to Krishna and then he died in the service. They just should be happy in a way, but we cannot tell them that. We can understand that, yes, in the service of the Lord, you're going directly to the Lord at that time. But how can you explain that to them? I know many people, one person, again, when her son died, she stopped doing even Ekadashi. Because she says, no, I don't believe Krishna took my young son. But the time has come. But at that time, we should not be. But I don't know what those family members will be thinking about when the children die. I just wanted to share this with you.
Yeah, thank you. Wow. How tragic, no? 1 year, the next year.
Yeah. But people should understand. They should get it. Get it. And also, I heard that last year that the government took some action that people should not have those kanvar higher or whatever. But then again, the political party got into it, and then what they did is they were against the law that the government, the rules that the government has set, and they fought against it. And that it was a voice of Hindu or something, one party. So they got to allow it to be like that. So now, because of that, 7 youngsters left their lives again.
Wow.
Yeah. Bad, very bad. Anyway, we should say it's Krishna's plan, because we don't know what Krishna has in his plan for anyone. We are talking now, we don't know. Sooner or later you can hear, I'm no more.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a family as well who blames Krishna for whatever mishaps has happened in their family. So I guess we are still childish, and how we
Yeah.
blame our parents for things that happen to us, we still do. So I guess we just have to pray that the Lord gives them the maturity to
Yeah.
understand why it has happened and it's not the Lord's fault. I mean, just today, my husband was telling me that all these youngsters, they go to the counselors and they have mental health issues. And the crux of the matter, it was a report and it was reported on BBC, I guess, today, that at the end of the day, they all say that, oh, it was my mother's fault. So, like how our children blame us for whatever is happening to them, we are doing the same to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, it's your fault that this happened. But one thing is that the children don't stop coming to the mother, even if was the mother's fault. But here, what we do is, Krishna, it's your fault. Now I'm not going to worship you at all because you did this to me. So
Yeah.
that attitude
So-
has to change. We can probably say, Krishna, it's your fault. You did this to me, but still, I'm not going to leave you. You have to give me solace. You have to give me peace, or you have to rectify whatever has happened or whatever. But we don't leave his feet.
Yeah,
I think,
mothers, mothers, they are the bank where children withdraw whatever they want, but then deposit all their problems, all their pains, all their bad feelings, everything they need. Mother is the bank there for them. So we should think of Krishna like that. Okay, Krishna, you are my bank, you provide me with everything, but here's my problem also, please take it.
Yeah.
okay, so we have concluded we have exhausted our time for today. I see that Path Prabhu is there. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Mataji.
It's good
Hare
to see you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you for joining in. Prabhuji, kindly end the session for today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji, Ashwariya Mataji. After a long time.
Yes. Been a long time.
Yes, yes. How are you, Mataji? Everything okay?
Yes. Everything okay. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mataji. You are giving very class, very sweet and sober, and you are describing about the universal form and how the Krishna Lord is everywhere, and what is like Aditya, his Basu, and fire, he's the sun, and everything. Whatever we have, like you are taught, without Krishna, we have nothing. And so much, it is also realization, slowly we can do that one. But it's very hard to digest that one. How can this one? So this is the thing that, so that we are here, we not digest that one, we think we are the Ishwaras, small.
Yes, small.
But if you are associating with the great devotees and regularly reading the Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, then slowly you can come our consciousness, change our consciousness, then you can try to able to understand this point. Thank you, Mataji, for your nice class. Also, thank you very much. The discussion is there. Also, special thanks to Induleka Mataji. Also, thanks to all the devotees here. So please, I request unmute yourself and chant Hare Krishna mantra for glorification. Please join. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Hare
Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhasya
Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha
Patitana Bhavnebhyo Namo Namaha. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
His
Srila
grace,
Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava ki jai.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Please come again. I enjoyed your class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.